All right, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm making a video. I've been wanting to make a video for a while about the Moors, but I've seen this radio station host, former comedian or maybe current comedian Cory Holcomb, make some discouraging comments about the Moors, and I just wanted to bring some knowledge to the situation because I've been really researching the Moors a lot lately. Uh, Usually I follow Kemet and the culture of Osar and Aset, or Osiris and Isis, and I do a lot of research on Native American Negro culture, the fact that black people were here in America before slavery, and that whole thing ties into this Moors thing. All right, so the first time when you hear the word Moor, what you think of, or what I thought of, is Othello, and it's a story I think by Shakespeare about a black man with a white woman and jealousy and murder and all this other crazy shit, right? But the whole fact is that he was a Moor, and in every play and in every movie that they represent this in, they show that it was different. And there's a line from a movie where the Moor says, "Am I not a man? Do I not bleed blood?" You know, referring to that Moors are men, but we are treated less than. And this comes from you hear of the Moors when you type in the historical Moors. It refers to the people who uh, ruled Spain, right? They were called Moors. Some say Berbers, and they were from Morocco, right? And at the end of their rule, when they were finally taken down, they were Muslims. But this is not the case at the beginning of their rule. They ruled Spain and the rest of the world really for 800 years. So for 800 years, they ruled over Spain and all these white people. And that's what, and if you go to European culture, they show that they were once ruled by these black people known as Moors. But it's a little known fact. All right, you also have Moors of America. You see, Moors does not mean Berber or that you are from Morocco. It is just a description of certain type of person. So you have Moors in America, you have more that, and you have Moors in India, and that's the whole thing when they thought that Native American people were Indian because they were Moors and they had the same kind of attire. Uh, yeah, look at that crazy shit. This is what the shit they put on us. But the whole point that I'm trying to get to more pictures of Moors. All right, look, this is the historical Moors that ruled Spain, right? A chief of a Moor chieftain. Now these people ruled Spain for 800 years. After their rule, it was in 1400s. Now 1492, that Columbus lost his shoe, blah blah blah, whatever. 1492, he came to the Americas with the help of the Moors who were once ruling them. Okay, so the Moors are the ones who were helping the white people in 1400s establish slavery, establish white supremacy, establish America, and eventually they were enslaved themselves with other Moors of America. That's when you look at the Slave Act, it says people to be enslaved, all non-Christians, Indian, Moor, Negro, mulatto. Basically meaning anybody that was black and non-Christian. You know what I'm saying? So if you was an Indian or Native American and you had dark skin, you're going to be enslaved. When they say in schools that no Indians and no Native Americans were enslaved, what they're trying to tell you is none of the dark skinned ones were enslaved. Those were the ones, the mulattoes, who were really allowed to still live. But the dark skinned ones, and there's stories about the dark skinned Native Americans who fought and never signed any treaties. We were the ones who were enslaved. We, the Moors of America, that were enslaved and mistakenly calling Negro, and now we're called African Americans. But that's just a fourth of the people who were enslaved, of the Native American Negro that is now called African American, because that goes into the Indian category, and then they got, all right, then you got Negro. So that's two-fourths, all right? So that's half of the people who were enslaved in America under the names Negro, Indian, Mulatto, and Moor. So now you got Moor. Moor refers to the people who were helping them. When they use the word Moor, this is the specific type of black people that was helping them, to establish. That's why you see the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill, because this knowledge came from African people. So when they say African American, it is kind of true, but it's only 1/4 of the pie, because then you also got mulatto, and mulatto could have been mixed with Native American, mixed with white, mixed with it could have been anywhere from around the world. Any mixture of a person is that mulatto person. So you got mulattoes, Indians, Negroes, and Moors, all enslaved in America. And the Moors of America had a government before America, but they just were, pretty much destroyed. America was founded on destroying Moors of America. So there's no way that they can ever actually give us our props and acknowledge us, because as soon as they acknowledge us, then they have to acknowledge the fact that they've been lying about who we are. And this is our land. And for those who this is not their land, the African Moors, they are owed money, because they are really the ones who signed these treaties and helped set up slavery and helped set up all these colonies and helped them with this government. And they signed treaties to help them and to receive benefits. But at the end, when it was time for them to get paid, they were enslaved, just because they looked like every other person that was enslaved. All right, so this is some history on who the Moors are and what that fez represents. Now, Cory Holcomb made some sense a little bit. All right, this is a picture of one of the historical Moors of Spain, the ones who ruled Spain. They still have statues. They still do reenactments to this day. But let's get into the fez. All right. This is a Moor, a prince, emperor of Morocco, right? And Fez. His name is Fez, but he's not wearing a fez. Peep that. All right. When they show pictures of the Moors who ruled Spain or ruled the world, they're always wearing a turban. That's something that I wanted to point out. All right. Now let's look at this. These are Moors, but they're wearing that fez. They're wearing the fez. No, they're no longer a fez. They're wearing the fez. And you see they're ruled by these white people. And a lot of these Moors who are Islamic, they were conquered by Islam. And then they were made to wear this fez. And then they did atrocities to other black people around the world. Now, here you got a Native American Moor, and he's wearing the fez. You see, when you run into Moors who are native and who have complete touch with their culture and their roots, they're wearing the fez, and they're not wearing that. They're wearing a turban. They're not wearing that fez. That fez is, you see a lot of Shriners, Masons, a lot of powerful people who are in the Illuminati wearing the fez, because the fez is a symbol of control. All right, so you got the king, and he's wearing the fez. He's not wearing. He's wearing the turban. I'm getting this back and forth. He's wearing the turban. You see the king. Now look at the monkey. You see the little slave helper monkey wearing that fez? You see that? They're showing you. It's in plain sight. Look at this fool. All right. I think that's all I have on the Moors right here. Morehouse. And that's another thing. That Morehouse School of Medicine. All right. Look at that shit. And fucking Mike Pence. Fucking gay nigga. I don't even know I had this shit in my phone. Sharing memes and shit. But anyway, Morehouse School. They just let you know. Morehouse. You hear what I'm saying? This is the House of Moors, and this is all black school. All right, and look, this is the one Moor that was there helping them. When they signed the Declaration of Independence, they show you, but they can't really tell you. You know what I'm saying? So, the feds. But people, they've done a lot of different things. All right, I got a few percent on my phone, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. Here you have a Native American Moor. Here you have a Moor from Fiji, and here you have a Moor from Africa. And you can see the different phenotypes. You can see the different skull shapes, the different shades, the different hair texture. You can see all black people exactly the same. We're not black, we're Moors, and we're Moors of different tribes. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that we were here before slavery. And the North American Moor and the African Moor are brothers in a way, but this is our land. And Cory Holcomb, when you want to try to discourage us and make jokes about who the Moors are, this is who the Moors are. So I'm just letting you know, if you anybody who cares, I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna watch this shit, but somebody else is gonna watch it, and you're gonna get some understanding about who the Moors are, what the Moors are. It's a description of a type of black person, and it really falls into the line of Indian, Moor, Negro, and Mulatto. Thank you. That's all the information I have right now. I'm gonna get back to you on this. Peace. I'm out.